Hello and welcome. This is the first video in the Strong and Confident series, and I am so excited to dig into this. I am going to break this down over a number of videos for you, so you can either drop in and out. If you've not got much time, you can obviously spread these out how you need to, or if you just want to watch something in particular, then you don't have to waste loads of time watching one big video. Okay, so where are we going to start? It's all around where I see the biggest struggles. So why you've probably seen, um, why you've probably struggled to see results in the past, and how we can and will fix it. So, what to expect? One of my biggest frustrations is seeing women who are already spinning all of the plates, losing even more time and energy when it comes to your exercise, your fitness routine. And it normally comes down to one or two things. So, one thing I see is that confusion and that feeling of overwhelm. There is just endless conflicting information online, everywhere, podcasts, wherever you're getting your information from, about how you should be exercising, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. And in the end, it either leads to, best case scenario, a lack of consistency. So you start something, start something else, stop it based on the information you're seeing, consuming online, or worst case scenario, it leads to complete paralysis and no training at all. So you just don't end up doing anything because you just don't even know where to begin because there's just so much information out there. You've saved however many videos, workouts, and so on your social media pages, and yeah, you just end up not doing anything at all. Equally troubling, the second thing I see is you do have a consistent exercise routine, you are taking the time out, you are putting the effort and the energy in, but you're wasting time on a plan that just isn't giving you the results that you want or the results that you actually need. So, what I want to reassure you is it's not your fault. It kind of is a result of the system that we live in, focusing on trends, quick fixes, the fads, and a lot of one size fits all plans that are out there, rather than something that is based on the principles, which I'm going to go over next, of fitness, of exercise, of strength training, and what is actually going to work for your goals, your body, and your life. Okay, so why does it feel so confusing? Well, I've kind of touched on that a little bit. I'm going to go into a little bit more depth now. So, everything we do with our exercise, our strength training, or any of our training that we're doing should be guided by principles. Okay, and everything that I'm going to ever talk to you about, whether it's nutrition, whether it's your exercise and your training, or anything else, should always be based on principles. And principles are the truths. So these are proven time and time again. It's not just opinion, it's proven through science and through real world results. So think about how the body is going to adapt and get stronger. That should be based on scientific research, things that we have proven time and time again through real life human experience. And these are like the laws of the body or the laws of exercise. They will always apply unless the research shows otherwise. But by this point, these are the rules. These are the principles that we cannot get away from, the truths that we cannot get away from. And whether you're brand new to training or you've been exercising a really long time, these are always going to stay the same. Most of us skip this step. So it's not through being your fault at all. As I said before, it is that overwhelm of information out there and so on. And also, the principles can be a little bit boring, not going to lie. I'm going to try and jazz them up a little bit for you. Um, but we jump straight into just the doing, of course. We've got the energy, we've got the motivation, we want to achieve the results. So we do the workouts, the trendy programs, we follow the influencers that we see, or we do the group classes, because yes, they give us that accountability, and yeah, we might feel a little bit different, but they're not really designed for us, and they're not really giving us all the results that we truly want to see deep down inside. So maybe you're not seeing the results that you actually want when you look in the mirror, or it's getting you part of the way, but it's not getting you all the way to your goal. And this is why, and what often leads to you feeling that frustration from hopping from one thing to the next, or finding yourself inconsistent and kind of yo-yoing, spending some time throwing all your time and energy into something, then not doing it for a while, then trying something new. Okay, so the principles are your foundation. And once you understand these, yes, it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's worth putting the time in now to understand the principles, because once you've got them for life. As I said, these are like the laws of exercise and training. You'll be able to train and choose your exercise and what you do consistently, confidently, and everything you're going to do will give you results. It's going to give you that adaptation, a body that improves over time, that is going to give you what you want, instead of just constantly starting over or feeling like you're wasting your time like you have been before. And it will also give you an understanding as to how I structure and how I work and why I do everything the way I do it. Everything isn't a word, but you know what I mean. So, the exercises that I choose for you, the progressions that I make, even the rest days, they have all got a purpose. They're all built around the principles so that your training is going to work for you, your body, your life. This is your foundation. Once you know these principles, you're going to be able to train for life. So, this truly should be the last thing you need to learn when it comes to your exercise and training, in terms of the principles, and being able to continue with confidence, clarity moving forwards, unless obviously the science changes. So why do we miss this step? Well, most of us, as I said, will jump into the strategies. And the strategies are the hows. It's your plan of action. What plan are you going to take? So when we think of strategies, when we put it in terms of like exercise and training, this is going to be like whether you do an upper or lower split. This is going to be doing whether you choose cardio or strength training, or HIIT or power walking, for example. So they're the strategies. The principles are the truths. The strategies are the hows, the plan of action. How are we going to put those truths into practice? And then, even further down the line, is the techniques. And the techniques are basically the tools. Like, what are we going to do within the plan to achieve the principles? I hope that makes sense. So the tools are, when we're thinking of exercise, the actual exercise we're going to do, what equipment we're going to use, for example, whether we're using dumbbells or resistance bands or barbells, whether we're doing a deadlift or a squat or a lunge. So they're the tools. So this is the key thing to understand. The principles should never change. Everything we should do should be based around the principles. The strategies and the techniques, well, they can change. And once you understand that, the confusion should disappear. And you should know exactly why you're doing what you're doing, and then that what you are doing is going to give you the results that you want. So, understanding the principles is step one. Knowing how to apply them is where the magic happens, and that is what I'm going to help you do. But in the next set of videos, I'm going to walk you through what are the principles, so what even are they, so that you can understand them, if it is something that floats your boat and you want to understand. And obviously, I will help you apply these in the design of your training program and so on. So you don't have to know how to do all of this. That's really my job. But if you want to understand it, how we do it and so on, then it's there for you.